Hi, guys. All right, so Aquarius, let's go ahead and take a look at whatever the full moon message is, knowing that full moon tends to bring things up from the subconscious to the forefront and then can be aired out or brought to light. So, with that in mind, what do we have? And also bearing in mind, this particular full moon is known as a snow moon and also as the hungry moon by the Cherokee. So, it could be what is somebody hungry for? We have Three of Pentacles, we have Page of Cups in the reverse, we have Ten of Pentacles, and we literally have a long table full of people eating. So I am going to say companionship, partnership, and also somebody that you don't have to have an apology from. Basically, if this is Aquarius, what they might be realizing is, you know what? I truly would like to start building relationships and bonds with the people that I actually, kind of know are sincere. I don't really want to deal with people that would have to come in and give me apologies because they do crappy stuff to me. I really would rather just fill my life with companionship and the people that I know I care about them, they care about me. We have a Five of Wands. That's thoughts. Seven of Pentacles. I'm going to say this. I think Aquarius has just reached a point where they're done thinking about somebody who caused them grief, somebody who maybe never apologized, or maybe somebody that Aquarius is like, I don't think I could have accepted an apology from them anyway. But now we have Aquarius kind of thinking about their social circle. And I have to say, there could be someone that Aquarius has always kind of said, nah, I mean, I know that one person is really nice and they're nice to me, but nah, I mean, I don't see me with them. And I actually think Aquarius is starting to reconsider someone who's maybe been in their life for a long time, somebody who's maybe been a good person, somebody who maybe, if anything, they're like, I never fought with that person. This is Aquarius is doing deep thinking, I think, right now about who's managed to stay in my life for a long period of time, who's always been someone I've been growing with. They're not somebody who has tried to set out and hurt me. There may be somebody who's been a stable influence in my life. Nine of Wands in the reverse. See, I kind of think Aquarius has perhaps been dismissing a person who maybe is, I mean, potentially a friend that they would never let get any closer than that. They put them in a friend category or a colleague category because I think Aquarius, for a period of time, had been very consumed with the memory of someone that was possibly quite, caustic in their life, somebody who had hurt them, somebody, and they spent more time thinking about the person that had hurt them than the people in their life that are stable and are offering like real friendship or potential romance. And I think Aquarius is wrapping their head around that, saying, I spent so much more time thinking about a person who had honestly treated me awful, someone I fought with, somebody that made me cry, somebody who said something mean to me, somebody that dismissed me, somebody that ghosted me. I spent more of my time thinking about that person, a person where apologies wouldn't have even fixed it. But I dismissed someone that maybe had been stable and secure and kind to me because I was so consumed with my thoughts of somebody who had hurt me. I think that is such a relevant message because I think we've all done that before. I think that that's so relatable. I almost wish this wasn't just an Aquarius message because I feel like this is like applicable, to every human who's ever walked this earth. The people that we pine for or who have the power to like break our hearts are sometimes the one who also hurt us the most, which is why it's like devastating. And we keep thinking about them when they really should be probably the people that we give the least of our continued energy to if they've done something heinous and caused us great grief. We should be like, thank God that person's out of my life. But unfortunately, they're the ones really hard to get beyond sometimes. And we wind up ignoring all these other great relationships and other people that are offering us so much more because we're still hung up on the person that hurt us. And I think this is Aquarius's big break from that during this full moon. I mean, this is definitely Aquarius feeling like whole and loving and so ready. They don't even want an apology from that person of the past anymore. This is Aquarius saying, I'm at a place where I think I'm ready for Like love. I think I'm ready to welcome in the right one. Knight of Wands, Queen of Swords, the Tower. Big change. I would say Aquarius is in such a different head and heart space now. That Knight of Wands, yes, I think they were dealing with a player. And I think for a very long time, Aquarius was like, I can't believe that that's what that person could have done to me. How does somebody, how do they not have shame about that? How do they not feel horrible? I mean, they must be going to try to fix stuff with me. And finally, Aquarius is like, oh my God, they were literally a knight. They were literally somebody that was never going to be remaining in my life. Who cares? Like, just the same way, like, does it matter if you, whatever, let's say, I'm trying to think of like a really transitional moment. Let's say you go to the drive-up window to get your hamburger from whatever fast food restaurant, and the person at the window is just having a bad day and they're super rude. And the whole exchange you'll have with them will be a second of your life. You'll give them the money, they'll give you your hamburger, and you'll be on your way. And maybe they make it as miserable a 2-second exchange as possible. But you know what? That moment, that does not define the rest of your day or the rest of your life. And that one person who was having a bad day, who took it out on you, that does not impact, or should not have the power to impact, the rest of your week. And we don't let it. Well, if we could equate that same mentality to a relationship where it was like, oh, big deal, that person was a liar or a cheat or somebody who picked a fight with me. But you know what? They were short term. They were not going to be. Sorry. That person was never going to be in my life for any length of time. And now that I see it that way, oh my God, I can totally let it go. It doesn't even bother me now. Once upon a time, it bothered me so much, and it doesn't at all anymore. They were never staying in my life. They are not part of the empire that I'm building. They were never the person that I needed to care so much about the fight we'd had or the hurt we'd had, because they were never going to be part of my future. And I think that is a huge breakthrough for Aquarius. Let me ask about that 7 of Pentacles person, because there is someone that I think Aquarius has been overlooking. We have Lovers, we have 2 of Pentacles. Somebody that admittedly Aquarius has thought about whomever this person is. They've wondered about this person. Could that person be a lover? Could that person be somebody in my life? And Aquarius maybe kept kind of saying, I mean, I kind of think that they're attractive and there's nice qualities, but this other person that hurt me, I'm still thinking about them. I want to say Aquarius has known in the back of their mind for a long time that someone who's only played a role as like a friend or a colleague, there has always been a low-key attraction, and vice versa. I don't feel like this is somebody Aquarius ever moved forward with, but I think Aquarius is like, I know they've thought about it because I've thought about it too, but I always kind of kept them at arm's length. Now let me think about them a little different. Sometimes circumstances have to change. Our mindset has to change. Again, Aquarius is sitting here as a Queen of Swords upright and the Magician. I'm thinking Aquarius might start watching them a little closer and starting to admire the way they do things in life and starting to say, wow, that person I've put in a friend category or colleague category. They have some really nice talents. They have some things that very powerful about them. They have some things I really admire about them. Let me just ask only about them. We don't care about the ex anymore. The ex is gone. That's what's happening on this full moon. The ex is dissipating and just kind of drifting out of Aquarius's like radar. And now who's front and center on the radar is this, I'm going to say this Magician, we'll call them. They know Aquarius hid out from everybody. They know darn well Aquarius is very special, but Aquarius was in hermit mode. Now, in their mind, at this point in time, they think Aquarius is still hiding out from everybody. 4 of Wands and the Star. There's Aquarius. They think Aquarius is like a far-fetched dream. They think Aquarius will probably marry somebody someday and be happily ever after, but it probably would never be them. So they've kind of given up on Aquarius, not because they don't think Aquarius is really hot, but what I'm getting at here is if Aquarius is starting to think about them in a new light, Aquarius will probably have to pursue this person. Aquarius will have to start making an effort to tell the Magician how they feel. or that, I was hung up on somebody from my past for a long time, and it didn't allow me to like look to my future at all. And I ignored really great people, and I ignored everybody because I was hurt and I was trying to heal. And even somebody amazing that has all these talents, that has all these kindnesses, that like those are the things I wasn't ready to pay attention to, not because I didn't notice, but because I wasn't ready. And something's changing in me, because you have a lot of really nice attributes. I think Aquarius is going to have to make a move on them, because they are respectful. Aquarius does not want me hitting on them. Aquarius is way out of my reach, way out of my league. Aquarius will get married someday and live happily ever after, but of course, it'll be way beyond whatever I could offer Aquarius. They don't want me. I know that. That's their opinion right now. And I have to say, that's the heads up to Aquarius. If Aquarius likes this person who's been nothing but like a friend, or somebody that Aquarius is actually attracted to, but never give the time of day to, Aquarius will have to break the ice with them, because respectfully, they're not going to be climbing over themselves to try to get Aquarius, because they felt Aquarius reject and say, don't come near me. I'm not interested. Back when Aquarius was still pretty consumed with what was going on. You know what? I'm not saying Aquarius did this wonderful person wrong, but I will say this, holy smokes. If Aquarius comes around full circle and starts wanting to spend time with this magician person, I think they will be very thrilled to hear some things from Aquarius. Maybe this is somebody that Aquarius put like on the back burner. Maybe they did go out on a date with this person, but then break it off and say, look, I'm just not ready. If Aquarius calls this person back up, starts reaching out to this magician, they are going to be beside themselves with joy on one hand, but I also could say they would never have taken this step. They're not going to be reaching out to Aquarius. This will have to be Aquarius who reaches out to them. All right, I'm going to leave that there. Oh gosh, this was such a great message of Aquarius no longer hurting over somebody who hurt them. I'm so happy to see that part has ended, and Aquarius is like, I don't know, it's like they're back where they're supposed to be. They're back on track now. What a great message for a full moon. I love the release of hurt and pain. All right, you guys, thank you again for being here. I really appreciate you. Thank you for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. You guys did get an Aquarius message yesterday as well, in case you missed it. In fact, I should add that so it'll pop up in the on your screen right about now. All right, lots of love. Bye.